The eye of Mobius sees you! Are you sure you scanned something? Oh, hit my robo-scorpion, will you? You're no match for science! Sure you scanned something? Go, my minion! Sting them in the name of all that is Mobius! Ow! I see you. Now I end you. Time for violence. You won't escape me. Still scanning. Should invest in walking eyes. Oh, hit my robo-scorpion, will you? Still scanning. Still scanning. Need to calibrate these robo-sensors. Still scanning. Should invest in walking eyes. Should invest in walking eyes. Cancel the search routine already. Are you sure you scanned something? All right, everyone, calm down. Might have been a blip. All right, everyone, calm down. Might have been a blip. All right, everyone. Eureka! I see you. Now I end you. Should invest in walking eyes. Need to calibrate these robo-sensors. Need to calibrate these robo-sensors. Oh, logging on. Good. Try this one, I'll make more. Oh, hit my robo-scorpion. breaker. Destroy this one, I'll make more. X-42? Let's make this sporty. You can't avoid the deadly laser sting of Doctor... Crush... Pitiful. You'll never disable me from the monitors around the room. X-42, attack in the name of Mobius. Defiant to the end! You'll never disable me from the monitors around the... There's our... You'll never disable me from the There's our victim! Crush them with your pincers! Defiant to the end! to the neutron. A neutron attached to the They said I was mad! Preposterous! Not an angry bone in my body! Have them all removed! I'm running out of floor space for my calculations. Huh? Oh, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. A little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely. Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. That's old age for you. should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. The flying tortoises were the worst. Would you care for a mentat? I love mentats. Delicious and smarty. I have all sorts of amazingly science-terrific thoughts and ideas when those chalky talents are zipping through my biogel. I forget them all not long after, though, especially with the data constipating my memory core. Afraid binary streams might shoot out my chassis. Had to start using the dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations, although I've somewhat lost track of where they start and end. Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I. Oh, a variety of raisins. You're something of a homily. Anomaly? You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition. I'm not sure, except that I'm sure there's a very good reason for it. I have very good reasons for almost everything I do. Even if I forget them occasionally, although I feel this one is especially important. Oh well. Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Or maybe it was when I found out some unpleasant answers. Well, every scientist needs an army. Mine came to me after these rather large scorpions kept coming in from the desert, like poisonous frosting. How scary, I thought, but they had survived when nothing else had. Perfect candidates for improvement as a reward for their tenacity. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data-drained computers and acted as bullhorns? Then I made them bigger. Then I thought about custard. I do so love custard. Or was it mustard? Mustard custard. I miss sugars and salts. I find things curious as well. Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. Had to work myself up to it. Not usually violent, except when I am. Then, watch out! So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take mentats, I can feel my entire chassis breathe like a big spherical lung. As for the psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Go in the wrong tube. Still, served its purpose.
Да. И то даже совершенно случайно, блядь.
Did I? Maybe I did. Can't have them leaving. Some reason for it. Ethics or, conscience? You and your brain are quite alike. I'm sure it knows the reasons better than I do. This name's as real as you or I. Although I believe your brain expressed similar incredulity at the nature of such an appellation. Someone's been watching too many old-world science fiction movies, it said. I believe it meant me. I must admit I have a vulnerability for holotape fantasies of planets and robots and all that is forbidden. As for the name I was born with, like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to forget them, take on new names. It enforces the recursion loop in our perception programming. Yes, this is getting... Oh, you see, you... Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes.
Мозг решил погулять, блядь.
Indeed. The goodbye part of our little chat, then. Goodbye. Please mind the equations on the floor.
Yeah, так его можно уже грохнуть.
They said I was mad. Preposterous. Not an angry bone in my body.
Стой ты.
I'm having the most peculiar feeling of déjà vu right now. That's French for, déjà vu. The ghosts aren't real? That changes everything. Why, I can save my computing power for other perceptual impossibilities. Please be my guest. The receptor is there, and the side-switching wobbly bob, just turn that. Good. Better? Oh, yes, that feels wonderful. This is even better than my afternoon mentats break. Dr. Mobius. Rather catchy, isn't it? It's my name, and my new name overwrote the old one. This name's as real as you or I. Although I believe someone's been watching too. I must have... Like the...
Так, ладно, хватит пиздеть.
Oh, intriguing. I've never been killed before. Although, after that time I got that phlegmy discharge in my biogel, I wished I had been. Well, if there's going to be killing, I defer to your expertise in this matter. How should we begin? Engineering viruses, cancerratic beams, atomics, electrocutioning? Or should I summon my minions? Yes, my minions.
Какие миньоны? Идите нахуй.
Whoa, have they not constructed themselves yet? That's a bit premature of me. The Robo-Scorpions, of course. They can assemble themselves from floor panels and parts scattered about. Quite inventive. Never really know when they might suddenly appear. Minions, destroy this intruder! Or perhaps make it more dramatic. Minions, to me!
Наркоманский пидорас, блядь.
Oh yes, that's quite a bit better. Attacking with a capital G.
Все, по жопе получил, блядь. Чакабака. Чакабака. Блядь. Короче, нахуй, у меня граната есть. Надо их кучу собрать. О! Турма ёбаная. Чё кабака? Взлом жопы. 9000. Блять, опять эта хуйня включилась.
If a protracted battle is what you desire, so be it.
Это глюченная шляпа, блять.
I'm having the go. I'm having the mo. Oh, ancient. What? Oh, now you've done it. I feel a twinge of regret over that little mistake I left on. Minions, just.
Minions.
Made science.
Minions. Кака-бака. Жареная жопа. Блять. Ну давай, блять. Сука, не кусай жопу. На нахуй. Остался главный петух, монитор. Монитор. Что ты там пиздишь? Кто-то сейчас получит пиздяли. Ебать их в рот этих Бай-бай. Ну чё-то не попало. Косоруки ёбаный. Блядь, этот ват ступит, как обычно, нахуй. Ну, стоит рядом, нахуй. Нет, мам, все равно надо промазать, блядь. Хорошо, что теперь он особой роли не играет, можно и без него. Что там у этого гондона? Все спиздить надо. Тебе это уже не пригодится. Ну конечно, наркотики, блядь. Так я тут одну комнату обыскивал, тут пиздец, у него там завалено было ментанами, блядь. Штук, наверное, 30-40, блядь. Наркоман ёбаный. Все. Злодей повержен. Теперь будет мир да тишина да гладь, да? О, еще наркотики. Ну все, я тут вроде все спиздил. У него тут и был и халат его, блядь. Там перчатка такая. Ну, где она? На рукопашный бой, блядь. Критический удар, бешенство, блядь, эффект какой-то, нахуй. Ну а вот что вот это в минус уходит, такое себе, конечно. Странно, что этот маркера не было. Так. Опа, мозг выскочил. И чё?
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been? Hmm? Crawling through bits of radioactive muck again?
Распиздился. Зайду позже, блядь.
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Заебись, твой же мозг тебя нахуй послал, да?
Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you? Well, I see sarcasm hasn't eluded you. Fine, perhaps now isn't the best time, but it's the principle of the thing. Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, a, quote, dick, unquote, as if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Hmm? Do you think I enjoy that little moment?
О, разнылся, блядь.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone, do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are. Well, maybe next time you hear me telling you that charging a nightkin with a penknife is a bad idea, you'll listen. After the think tank extracted me from your skull, safely ensconced in this tank. I'm quite sure whatever he did was highly scientific, though. Hardly. Dr. Mobius keeps a close optical sensor on the goings-on at the think tank. As soon as he saw the opportunity, he took it. Well, as long as your curiosity is satisfied. I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you. If you want me back, we need to establish some ground rules. First, showers! Second, regular checkups. Regular, mind you, and from a reputable doctor. That Julie Farkas woman, for example, she seems to know a thing or two. Third, you need to listen to me more than your hormonal choir and genitalian orchestra. Promise me that, and you've got a deal. Well, certainly there might be some things I miss about being ambulatory. We have seen some incredible sights, haven't we? Jason Bright and his followers launching into the vast unknown. Helios 1 coming back online. But still, given the tremendous, potentially life-ending peril that went along with those... Yes, I'd rather stay here. Of course you do. How...
А там же это, блядь. Если опять вернешь свои эти конечности, там эффекты эти пропадут, которые... Способности, там что было? Без мозгов нам что дает? Вашу голову что нельзя повредить, понятно. Устойчивость к зависимости. 25% сопротивляемость к физическому повреждению. 5 порог урона минимум +1, блядь. Ну так-то. Беспозвоночный тоже, блин. Вес увеличился этот. Ну или ладно. Попробуем взять.
Ah, the meat. Ugh, crawl back in there? Are you mad? I don't know where you've been. For all I know, you're riddled with disease or packing one of those delightful head wounds you seem to attract. I'm not crawling back into your head just to ooze right back out again. While the brute force approach is a lovely one, really, it won't work. Even if I wanted to settle myself back in your skull and go to all the trouble of reconnecting nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share. And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
Ну, подробности, блядь.
Don't seem so bad. They vivisected us just to see what would happen. Have you forgotten the lobotomites? The cyber dogs, I assume you saw those. Imagine that kind of science spread across the entire Mojave. Every man, woman, and child we met reduced to a lobotomite. Is that what you want? Oh, lovely. We've reached the mindless violence portion of the program. Tell me, what exactly are you, and I use the word loosely, planning? Now that you mention it, I do miss that lovely rat-a-tat-boom a bit. It's just not the same without a body to feel it.
Та-та-та-та-бум, да?
What's the next step then?
Согласился, черт, блядь.
Right! Look out, think tank! This brain is coming out of its jar! I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better, but now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Clyde will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
И куда ты его себе, блядь? Банку в карман засунул? Или чё? Хе. Воровской карман, блин. Ваш мозг. Какая красивая баночка, блядь. Я вообще направлялся еще одну дребедень найти, а тут думаю, дай зайду. Такой захожу, а тут, блядь, гигантский, блядь, робоскорпион. Дальше тут бум-бум. Нашел эту дверь. И тут этот хуй. Опа. Что там? Попадало, все поломалось. Где, блядь? Будешь срать сансет сварливый, блядь. После 7 бутылок. Чё, все что ли? Робоскорпионы сдохли после этого. Что я их босса завалил. Ничего. Турель впала в кринж. Кринжули. Она даже не агрится. Блять, все эти силовые поля, блять, закринжила. Кринжуля. Опять наркотики. Наркотики. А, все, я думал, здесь долго лазить вообще. Нихера. А сбор этих модификаций на дом это вообще дополнительно считается, блядь, что ли? Еще, блядь. Я там уже бывал. Сука, вылетела, блядь. Ну, тут хватает всякой дополнительной этой шляпы ненужной. Да и эти ёбаные робо-скорпионы, блядь. Ну, блядь. Ага. Сюда я заходил, что ли? Да. А вот уже не бывали. Сука, какая-то появилась. Мертвая мания там, блядь. Надо хотя бы этот ближний бой прокачать же там. Чё, где ты, блядь, фигня? Блядь, это что за хуйня? И Кассадора там. Тарас. Ну нахуй зависло что-то. Пизду. Эй, блядь, пидорас, нахуй, ёбаный. Со всех сторон хуесосы, блядь. Кассадоры, безмозглые, секюратроны. Что тут происходит, блядь? Ебанутая. Черти, блядь. Что за полигон, блядь? Что за пиздец? Поля. На нахуй, шашлык ебаный. Какое еще сумасшествие? Миллион там очков. Банк консервный ебаный. Самурай-наркоман. Блять, что тут за хуйня? Жопная радиация. Сумаист. Чокнутый. Надо пройти. Увлекательная мини-игра, блин. Блять, ну и что тут? Нихуя. Привет из Дед Мони, да? Это костюм или? Тут чувак этот, блядь. Призраки эти ёбаные. Тут, короче, я как посмотрел видос, тут много всяких этих схавок, отсылок, дополнений друг на друга. В каждом дополнении что-то вот такое. А где этот пароль найти? Непонятно. Непонятно. Где-то нахуй в другом месте, а где? Я не знаю. И хуй на него. Ой, уже. Сейчас начнет радиации срать, блять. Так-то похуй, автодоки подчинится, блядь. Ладно, что, пойдем там посмотрим. У этих апгрейдов, блядь. Что это за пещера, блин? Хуйня. Гнездо кукушки, блядь. Револьвер Магнум. Нахуй он нужен мне. Грабим могилы. Ну и где это? Ляпа. Это мой ступ. Нет, блядь. Как туда попасть? Ну, блядь, тропинка. Рикошет. Эх, блин, черт, ёбаный. Та-та-та-та-та-та-та. Время получать пиздюляй. Сучка ёбаная. Всех ёбнули. Шалаш из говна. Ты чё, индейец ёбаный? Ну, походу, все чисто. Зачистили. Расчлененка. Так, блядь. Не видно. Отсюда. Алаш бомжей, блять. Алкашей. Вон там валяется, что надо, блядь. Заебись. О, тостер. С него там можно вроде сделать этот улучшенный этот кастет. Как я понял. Этого апгрейда, блядь. Умного дома. Так, среди этого говна что-нибудь есть? Можно спиздить. Помимо этого потроха, блядь. Человеческие, блядь. Шалаш бомжей, блядь. Чем они тут занимались, блядь? В жопу и пались. И наркотиками закусывали. Блин, и опять туда. Хуйня тут одна валяется. Ни стимуляторов, ни... Хуя, ничего полезного, блядь. Я тут не наблюдаю, блядь. Грибы можно собрать, которые нахуй не нужны. Ну, валим отсюда. Да, валим. Там была кровать. Здесь даже нет нихуя. Ну нахуй им спать. Они только наркоту жрали и жопу и пались. Так, и чё теперь? Всё? Ну, все улучшения собрали, получается. Ну, это вернуть конечности, блядь. Это, хуета. Понятно. Так, ща приду. Это нахуй мне.
Might I be of service, sir?
О, мини-робот.
You! Hey, you! Yeah, you! Got any mugs? Why do you want mugs, huh? You some kind of sick mug hoarder? Oh, God, give me the coffee cup, please! It's sitting there in your pack, taunting me! Sorry. Sorry. I got a little carried away. It's just all those goddamn dirty dishes out there with no one to clean them. It breaks my heart! Of course I'm obsessed. They made me this way. You think I don't know how crazy I sound? Of course I do. They programmed me to know that too. They made me just to torture me. But you know, it's the neglect that hurts the most. Hey, everybody, let's turn ourselves into robot brains in jars. Do you know how many coffee cups giant robot brains in jars use on a daily basis? Not fucking many! I'm supposed to keep them clean. Oh, God! The thought of all those dirty dishes out there makes me crazy. Most of them are probably beyond saving now. The only thing left is break them down and process them for raw materials. I guess you could have those. Anything else, he asks? Like I don't long for the chance to be more than an erotic busboy. If you must know, at one point Dr. Mobius programmed me to manufacture electronic components in my central chassis. That module got corroded when the toaster spilled hot crumbs down my vent stove. If you find a backup somewhere, I could maybe do that for you. Is the new subject mugs? Of course you don't. Why would you? You're not an insane robot obsessed with coffee cups. To you, they're just worthless junk. Sure. Nobody wants to hang out with Muggy. I get it. So long, pal.
Ooh, oh yeah, baby. Feels good to be online again. Yeah, all circuits online, ready to receive your seed. You'll see, baby. I'm the original, certified, rarefied, testified GS-2000 Biological Research Station. Yes, sir. I'm a seed cloning machine. You got seeds? I'll clone the shit out of them. It's the miracle of life, baby. You bring me some succulent genetic samples, and I'll work my mojo on them. Clone you up all kinds of plants. Oh, yeah. I can also break them down for you, if you're into the kinky stuff. Bring me any old plant parts. And yeah. Just the miracle of life in sticky, gooey, liquid form, baby. Heat that. Ah, yeah, baby.
А, и вот здесь будет что-то вырастет, типа. А где этот тостер ёбаный? Я думал, он здесь. Здесь же кухня, логично. Что за хрень? А, о, тостер, блядь. Психманьяк, блядь, тостер.
Tremble, world, before my electric heating coil of doom! A toaster is just a death ray with a smaller power supply. As soon as I figure out how to tap into the main reactors, I will burn the world! Have you ever tried to indulge in all-consuming urge to kill when you don't have opposable thumbs? Or hands? Or anything other than a bread slot? You'd have a lot of pent-up anger too. Buddy, if my heating element were just a little bigger, you'd be on fire right now! On fire! Well, since I can't kill you, I guess I have to listen to your inane questions. You should be afraid! I am the scourge of all small appliances, and the boogeyman that keeps lesser toasters. Not just murder! I tear them apart and render them down to their base components! Once their guts are spilled, you can do with them what you like. You want some weapon schematics? I can show you some fucking weapon schematics! You want a superheated Saturnite power fist? I can hook that shit up! You find one, you bring it on back here, and we'll burn this mother down!
Так, но у меня его нету, блядь. Если я у бомжей найду. Что еще тут? Помимо ебаного тостера, это... Что указывает на крышу, блин?
Oh my! Partial functionality restored. That's less than optimal. Dr. Mobius and I were deeply involved in research on the ability of light levels to enhance human cognition. We observed a fascinating phenomenon. Certain spectra of visible light actually increased cognitive function and reasoning ability. Of course, Dr. Mobius's brain is so big already, we had a hard time measuring it. As much as I'd love to, I'm afraid not. The data from that study has gone missing. You'll have to find a backup if you want to use the smart lights. Certainly. I'm looking forward to it.
Цветомузыка, блядь. Еще найди какую-то хуйню, да нахуй мне это надо. А это что, на крышу, что ли, пойти? Раковина, блядь.
Oh, God, look at you. You're filthy. I suppose you want to clean up then? Oh, it's just so unsanitary. Do you know how many germs are in 1 cubic centimeter of dirt? Would you want that getting washed down your gullet day in and day out? You can have as much as you like. Just please don't put your lips on the faucet. It's so unsanitary.
Я сейчас туда насру, нахуй. Я туда насру, блядь. А это, походу, хуйня где-то на крыше, что ли? Не могу понять. Да не. Что-то там багануло, блядь. А где оно, блядь? Где это? Что это, блядь? Сейф говорящий, сундук, блядь. Что нахуй? А, вторая кнопка, блядь. Ачивка получена, блядь. Умный дом. Или сумасшедший дом, блядь, да?
I was Dr. Mobius's personal assistant. We were studying, oh shoot, what was it? Oh yeah, lightning. No, wait, lighting. That's right, how lighting affects human interactions.
А ведь сейчас такая хуйня тоже есть, наверняка, чтобы там что-то пиздит. С ума сойдешь быстрее, нахуй, этого. Начнешь, блядь, хватать что-то тяжелое. Заткнись, нахуй, сука.
Oh, it was super exciting. It turns out that some pretty colored lights can make you way better at talking to people.
Будешь как этот. И сияние, блядь, с топором, блядь. Ломать все нафиг.
Oh, I love to, sweetie, but I don't have the programming. All the data from the experiments was lost. You'd have to go out into that nasty old crater and find the backup copy. Oh, her. Trust me, sweetie, you're better off not thinking about that frigid little ice queen. That bitch. She thinks she's so much better than everybody just because her processors are bigger. Ooh, she makes me so mad. Sure thing, sweetie.
Ебать, тут Санта-Барбара, блядь. Выключатель ненавидит выключателя.
Bye now.
Психопат тостер. Гейская там это, блядь, как ее нахуй. С рассадой, блядь, что там, блин. Сумасшедший дурдом, блядь. Вот, зато левел апнуть. Проще. Есть уже 26 уровень, блин. Так, чё, блядь. Чтнуть, блядь. Так, холодное надо, блять. И остальное ебу. Бля, давай наука тоже надо. А то там бывают всякие, блять, тоже. Диалоги, блять. Что тут есть еще? Что это? Давать на 1% больше опыта за каждый полученный уровень. Да уже какая хуй разница. Опыта еще больше. Эта бы штука бы раньше бы давалась бы. А не на 26 уровне, блять, она открывалась. Мне надо что-нибудь. Что-нибудь. Что-то я не помню, блядь. Да. Снижается штраф. Это что ли взять, блядь? Блин, кидать гранату обратно, вот этого я не помню, что раньше было, блядь. Прикольно, что фича добавили с этой сборки. Давай это возьму, блядь. Что там добавилось? Въезд какой-то, блядь, опять. Еще найдите дополнительно, блядь. Это как-то мне это уже надоело. Так, чё вы? Тонтирование жопы, блин. А чё тут еще появилось? Импланты. А, ну главное ему, сука, еще и деньги заплати, да? Импланты эти, блядь. Вернуть сердце. Позвоночник. А, подожди, этот надо обратно в банку засунуть. Мозг. Почему? Парикмахера нету сегодня. А чё он обратно эту хуйню в банку не засунет, не пойму. Надо с этими безумными учеными поговорить. Так. Вон они там уже консилиум собрались, блядь.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
Самому пора на лоботомию. А кто его отключил? Это... Теперь я здесь могу стрелять. Ну-ка, а если просто мозг выбрать?
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
Вот так вот тебя кинули нахуй. Получается, блядь. Да, помоги, помоги. В итоге опять иди нахуй. Молодец. Ты нам больше не нужен. Так что, кто здесь хуже, блядь, враг или враг врага, блядь? Наебали, блядь.
Fight? I've never been in a fight. What do I... Colleagues! Think tank! Alert! Alert! We are under attack!
Алерт, алерт! А что случилось? Кто обосрался? А-ха-ха-ха. Блять, суки, долбят, ну. Надо гранату подготовить. Единственное осталось. Как раз для этого случая.
The lobotomite.
Так, красава. На, те же реки. Да ну нахуй. Всех положил, блядь. Хе-хе. Вот те на. А здесь, блин, что, нельзя было разве другой финал сделать? Типа за них. И сдохли прям, блядь. Эта граната затащила, хорош, блядь. А чё теперь? Если ему никто операцию не сделал. Так и останется он без мозга. Типа, если хотел бы мозг, то надо было с тем Мёбиусом договариваться, что ли. Ну да, похуй. Да. Ну теперь он пишет, что можно вернуть мозги свои, типа. А надо ли?
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century.
Ну все.
The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
The Forbidden Zone continued to be, true to its name, forbidden. No more robo-scorpions were sighted in its canyons. Big Mountain became even emptier, devoid of Dr. Mobius's proclamations forecasting the destruction of anything that dared possess sentience. Still, it is said he lived on in the equations inscribed on the floor and walls of the Forbidden Zone dome. A cobweb tracery of symbols that told of 1,000 brilliant thoughts, now lost to time.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync's Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except, he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier made his way through the X-8 facility, the computers analyzed the test subjects' movements. They eventually created new cyberdogs to root out commie traitors from the wasteland. Traitors like Betsy Bright, Richie Marcus. Although they couldn't seem to find any commies, so they turned on themselves, howling sonic barks that echoed miles across the landscape.
The infiltration program in X-13 continued to scan for the subject and the stealth suit prototype long after the test was over. Frustrated and unable to find its lost technology, X-13 expanded its network of laser tripwires, sensors, and robo-brains out across Big Mountain. This glittering blue light beam forest cleanly bisected anything that entered its depths, slicing them into small segmented parts for easy disposal.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
The think tank basement, filled with the lobotomized robotical frames of the doctors, now served as a graveyard. The monitors had recorded the battle in its entirety, including the think tank's final, shrill, terrified screams, whimpers, and pleas for mercy. They broadcast these humiliating last moments as a warning to anyone approaching the perimeter that other smarty pants were not welcome. The courier was the inheritor of the Big Empty, and there was room for only one will in the halls of the think tank dome.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, Old World Blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.